I mean, she'd almost have as many hit points as I do.
That's good. All right, stream has begun.
Almost have
Hello,
as many
everybody.
hit points as I do.
And I'm looping stream
Hello.
sounds. No, I'm not. That's better. So, welcome back to Tyranny when we're doing our interlude episodes. Right now, the party finds themselves deep within White Plume Mountain, pursuing 3 legendary weapons. And just a few moments ago, the party was split in twain by a door. A rather angry and upset door. Insulted, sullen, and soaking, this door has clamped shut, trapping Valandra and Mord, our new dwarven friend, inside a room with 8 spheres, each sphere hung from a wire to the ceiling. The spheres themselves silvered and mirrored, but a slight sheen of color towards them. The one they're standing directly below, or would have been, had it not been smashed by an arrow fired by the Mousefolk Waverly just a few moments ago.
What? That was not fired by Waverly.
Was it?
No.
What? Wait, what? Who did it?
I could have
I did it.
You did it! Telaise! How could you? My apologies.
By drawing the bowstring back, and then I aimed, and then I released, and I
See?
hit the thing. That's how I did that.
This is why you don't have me do recaps. I forget all the details. I just remember how much trouble you're in. So, after Telaise shattered the sphere, 2 objects dropped. A key and a scroll. And it was Waverly who grabbed them with the mage hand, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's where my memory was failing.
Waverly grabbed the scroll, but could only grab one of the 2 objects, which is why Mord and Valandra went forward to try and look for the key.
That's got it. And as Waverly drew the scroll back, a quick glance down reveals that the scroll is indeed a spell scroll with the spell of fear upon it. Should anyone have the fear spell available to them on their casting list, they could use the scroll. If they do not, then they cannot. But, at the moment, a door has slammed shut, a great deal of noise was made, a huge splash was sent up from the foot-deep water that covers the ground. Somewhere in that foot-deep water is a key, probably near Valandra or Mord's feet at the moment, dangling above their heads, those 8 spheres, and outside, Waverly, Dawn, and Telaise, looking at this slightly grumpy door. Now,
Okay, you keep personifying the door with feelings. Does the door appear to actually have these real feelings, or are you just adding flavor text?
a little bit of both. I mean, the door did just animate and slam shut.
Okay,
So-
I need you to be clear about this. Does the door have feelings, Casey?
All doors have feelings. This is
Not okay.
This is
stop.
an animate
Stop that.
door. Do you have anything that detects feelings?
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 No,
Do you have anything that detects thoughts?
I don't.
Well,
They're not spells that I took on my spell sheet. I mean, I could have, but I don't.
you may not at the moment be 100% aware if this door has thoughts or feelings.
Why do you keep describing it that way?
Because it feels appropriate. Also because it drives you nuts.
I was
Little-
gonna say, 'cause
Little
it
from
makes
column
you,
A, little from column B. Alright. So,
This is not the time to screw with me, Casey. I've been drinking.
it's always the time to screw with players. That's what the DM does. So, as the door slams shut, I do need to ask for someone to volunteer and roll the first fateful die of the evening. And this fateful die will be a D12. You would like to not see a 1 on the D12.
I'll do it.
Okay.
12?
Hell not a 1.
Technically there's a 1 there, but we'll let it go because you accompanied it with a 2. Alright. So, door slam shut, spray of water, gloosh, all over. You can make each other's voices out, those in the room and those outside the room. It's a big, thick door and quite sodden, so it's very deadening of sound. What are y'all doing?
So I need to ask for some clarity from last session.
Mm-hmm.
When the strong people broke the door open, you used the phrase, "You break the door open."
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that? In what way is the door broken open?
Door is broken open, meaning that it was completely swollen shut, and in tearing it open, strips of wood have come apart and off the edges.
So, is the frame cracked? Is that what you mean?
Frame's not so much damaged as the edge of the wood, where it would be pushed into the frame, is now frayed, splintered.
But
Okay.
the door itself is still pretty much entirely intact.
Door itself is fairly intact, and there are iron bands on the door, so it could take a lot of abuse before it showed any signs of wear and tear.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, there's no rust on these bands?
There is no rust on the bands, which does seem a little odd. Now, Mord and Valandra, as you inspect the door, you see, square in the middle, a keyhole.
Mm-hmm.
You did not notice one on the outside, and Waverly, Telaise, and Dawn can confirm that.
I will try and spot the key that fell from the orb.
I will assist.
Okay.
All right.
So I will need a perception check. Your difficulty's not too bad. You're only at a 10. You do have advantage. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're like, it's right here.
I had to not double that one. That was literally the...
And on top of this, Valandra, I think you can actually breathe and see underwater, so you might not want to be in this water. But no problem. Key in hand. What would you like to do?
I will try it in the door.
Nope, absolutely not. Square peg, round hole.
Unsurprised. All right.
Ugh.
I look to Mord and say, should we try some of these other orbs?
Either that or we break down the door, and I get a feeling that the door won't like that too much. But I got my axe. I can throw that. How far are these orbs up?
Yeah. How high are they?
Each orb is about 9 foot off the ground.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So it's not super high. You just both happen to be a little on the short side.
No, I can get them. If you want to get ready to try and grab whatever comes out, since last time we saw there was like a scroll coming out, so we don't want those to fall in the water.
Yeah, sure. I will. Which one do we want to go for first?
Valandra will do like eeny, meeny, miny, mo and point at the one in the middle of the room.
Okay.
And if Mord gets ready to catch stuff, she will Sacred Flame it.
Okay.
If that actually works on non-creatures, let me actually check that.
I believe that is creature only, and you do prove that these are not creatures. So you cannot summon your god's wrath.
Yeah,
upon
it
them.
is. It is creature only.
How
That
tall
didn't
are you,
work as well.
Valandra?
5 feet. I will throw. Oh, wait a minute. So it's like 10 feet up. You said.
It's about 9 feet up in the ground. So if you've got a longer weapon, you could definitely swing that. If you're only using daggers, you'd have to throw.
I will throw my hand axe.
That works. Please give me an attack roll. An 11. You huck your hand axe up in the air. You see it strike the orb, but it just sends it swaying. You didn't catch it quite square enough to break it. The hand axe goes up, and then it comes down. Mord goes, oh, that's not good, and gets out of the way, and then sploosh, unless he tries to catch it. Mort, are you trying to catch a thrown hand axe?
No, I think I'll let it just drop into the water and then go pick it up and toss it over.
Sploosh it. Yeah, that's good. Just toss the hand axe right back at Valandra.
Heavy armor. It's
Yeah, be fine. Hand axes are exchanged, and if you guys wish to try again, you certainly may.
Bam!
That's a little better. You huck the hand axe up. The sphere just explodes, and as it does, bits of silvered metal and small gems start scattering and falling. You'd say there's maybe a dozen of them in the air, and also a key. Mord
was...
Right.
What are you going for?
I'm going for the key.
Going for the key. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
An attack roll?
Yep, an attack roll. Just trying to snag it out of the air. Anything, really.
Gotcha.
Barehanded if you have it. If not, one of your normal weapons would be fine.
Ooh.
10, thankfully, will do it. And you snatch the key out of the air, but the gems land in the water all around you. Now, as you retrieve the key, I'm going to ask our trio outside to give me another one of those fateful D12s.
My turn.
Do good.
Not a 1.
9 is not a 1. So, key in hand, Mord and Valandra, what are you doing? Also, gems in the water.
I'll look
Is
at
anything-
the gems, see if I can...
Okay. Yeah, you take care of that. I'll put the key in, see if it works in the door.
You got it. Oh, no. Triangle key, round hole. That doesn't work. Though Valandra starts fishing small bits of gem out of the water. Valandra, do you have any experience with gemology?
No.
No? Okay. So you just start finding gems. You're like, oh, hey, here's a thing, and here's... Oh, that one's a bit of glass. Oh, but this one's okay, and here's a thing, and there's a thing. And you end up with a pile of stones in your hand. But still no working key.
All right. Try again. You pick one this time.
Okay. Do you think this... So Mort is wondering if this has anything to do with the riddle that we received.
It was like a poem. It wasn't a riddle, right?
It was a little bit of both. You should see the note and poem on the sheet. And search ye far, search ye near, you'll find no trace of the three, unless you follow instructions clear, for the weapons abide with me. North past forest, farm, and furrow, you must go to Feathered Mound.
I don't see anything that looks like it's related.
Yep.
Yeah, it's looking pretty obscure to be related.
All right. How about we go for the green one then?
Green one, top right?
Yes.
All right. Somebody give me an attack roll.
You hucking Valandra or is Mord?
Oh, that's not so good.
Ooh.
So it's clang, clang, clang all over the place. Lots of noise being made. Hand axe being thrown around, but no luck. Just doesn't find its mark.
She'll let you try now. While she prepares to grab whatever's in it.
How long is your mace?
Casey, how long is my mace?
How long would you like it to be?
Because if your mace is about 2 feet long, with just the way you reach your arm up, you should hit 9 feet.
Mace has a reach of 5 feet, so
yeah, you should be able to hit that without throwing things at it. Like if you're 5 feet tall, your arm is at least a little under half your height. That's how long your arms actually are in real life. And if you have a mace that can reach up to 5 feet, you should be able to hit this without throwing things at it.
Sure. That's very possible.
All right.
But at the moment, a hand axe has struck the sphere that is above Valandra and Mord, and as it does, a thing happens.
Oh no.
What did you do?
Excellent.
Well,
which amorphous creature did we release this time?
Well, you released a key, so that starts to fall.
Yep.
You released a huge bloom of jewelry, mainly tiaras, just tiaras everywhere, and they start falling to the ground.
Save one for me.
And
tiaras.
Find a mouse-sized tiara.
And
a very angry air elemental.
Ooh.
Oosh.
All right.
So, as that starts to happen, I'm also going to need to ask for the trio outside to give me another fateful D12.
All right, I'll try it this time, guys. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
It's not a one.
Not a one. All right, so I will need to, unfortunately, kick in the turn order.
Yep.
And I will ask everybody to go ahead and add themselves to initiative. And Waverly, Telaise, and Dawn.
What is that initiative?
Jesus, what is happening?
That's a cleric initiative. Was what that is. Mort, I think you have advantage on that, don't you?
What the heck is going on with our initiative, guys? Well, no one did well, so.
Alright, so let's kick this together here. Oh, Mort, I think you forgot to click your icon when you rolled. Let me get you out of here.
As a 7th level barbarian, I think you have advantage on initiative. Feral instinct.
D20 in it.
Sorry, I realized I didn't do push to talk.
You're fine.
I did click the advantage button. It only rolled it once though because I like 2.14. I don't know how that works, but I will roll it again.
Roll it again.
Yeah. Click on your icon and roll it again. Oh, I guess you're added now.
I added, but that's good. 10.
Okay, so
he's still a 13.
13.14.
13.14.
Which means you go first.
So, Mord. You see jewelry, tiaras falling everywhere. You see the keys starting to descend, and you see the air take form and just come driving down towards the pair of you, looking like it'd like to smash you into the water. What are you doing?
Okay, so I am going to back up 5 feet first, so I'm not in. Then I'm going to, as a bonus action, rage.
Certainly may.
And then make 2 attacks at it just normally.
Sure. $19's going to hit. 22 is going to hit. That's 20 points of damage.
That should actually be 24 points of damage. You didn't click the rage damage on your sheet there.
Yep.
Oh, did I not? Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know that I needed to click that. One second.
When you start
I just clicked it for you.
So let's see here. 24 points of damage. Unfortunately, air elementals are comprised primarily of air, so you can tell that wasn't 100% effective. But it did swoosh it around a bit. After that, the air elemental is paying a lot of attention to you. It shifts slightly. Its form surrounding Mord and Valandra. And then it begins to whirl. Both creatures,
strength.
Please give me a DC 13 strength saving throw.
Bam.
That's more than 13.
You have advantage on these, I believe, since you're raging.
Should have advantage, so go ahead and give me another roll. That's much better. let's see. Saving throw is successful. You will take half of the bludgeoning damage, but not be thrown. And that bludgeoning damage is 3d8. So each take 7 points of damage, further reduced by Mord's raging resilience.
To 3, correct?
3, correct. You guys making this look easy. Waverly, all heck broke loose inside there.
That doesn't sound good, I'm sure.
Mm-mm. I don't know that you can do anything, though.
Probably not a whole lot, no.
Moral support, moral support.
Moral support, run up and try and hit the door, I don't know.
Okay. You may certainly run up and take a slam at the door. I will let you know, attacks are ineffective. The swollen wood just absorbs the blows.
Well, I tried.
Telaise.
That's all we can ask.
Okay. I will also move up to the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hear all sorts of weird stuff happening behind the door.
I'm sure it sounds vaguely like a toilet flushing, considering the amount of water.
Well,
and
seeing as
the
how those
whirlwinds
don't
that just
exist
happened.
yet in this world, we don't know what that is.
Hey, there's gnomish toilets. They're very complicated.
All right. How about I'd like to like perception check the door.
Sure.
I'm looking specifically for signs of sentience, since you keep bringing it up.
Sure. So go ahead and give me a perception check of some sort. Okay. So you notice that this door is upset. This door is swollen. This door is retaining water, and this door is stuck in a door frame. And something is inside of it and would desperately like to get out. This door is pregnant. It is pregnant. This door.
No, it's not.
I mean, there is a sentience about it, though it may not be the room or the door so much as the area that you are in.
Okay. I would like to persuade the door to open.
Okay. You may certainly make the attempt.
She's going to just be like, she's gonna like take Waverly's hands away from hitting on the door, and she's like, "We're sorry. We understand that we kind of burst in here, and that was really rude. But our friends are behind you, and we would really like to get them out of there and move on. You look fantastic, actually. You've held up beautifully in the conditions that you're in. One of the sturdiest door I have ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen plenty of doors, let me tell you."
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting help? Is that what's happening there?
Yes, I'm helping. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were I wouldn't have hit you.
I mean, this, sure, absolutely.
That was a 30. That was a 29. That was a 29.
29.
Roll to get this door to open for
29 is really good. And you can see that the door is straining to burst open again, but it seems like something is holding it back. Something has it locked in place. Perhaps it needs just a little help so it can open again. And Telaise, as you discover that the door would like to let your friends out, but something's holding it back. Dawn, what are you doing?
He's watching them kind of, Scar that I'm surrounded by idiots. Like,
It's working
Excuse
through
you. We're doing really well.
Yes. No results to show so far, but we are assured that we are doing well right now.
Because like he's standing back there, and they're just like talking at this door, and he's just like, "Okay, is it like a large enough door where if he shoots something at it, it won't hit them, or are they giving it too much cover right now?"
The door, you could definitely shoot at the door. The door goes up to the ceiling, and Waverly's fairly small.
Okay, so he's just gonna.
Dawn, what are you doing? He's ruining the whole thing.
We're trying to make friends here.
It's a door.
Is it? Is it?
So.
So
crap.
Jesus.
Magic strikes the door, and you can see bits of wood flying off, little chunks and scars showing up into it, and you realize as it's being torn apart in this way, the door is definitely what's obstructing your way, but the iron bands are what's holding it in place. And as a few more pieces of door are chipped away, you can see those iron bands are bracing the door and shot through, reinforcing it and securing it into place.
So we need to destroy the iron bands? Is that what I hear?
I mean, you could try, but man, those look beefy.
So when you say iron bands, what are those like? Are they? Is it like an iron frame to the door?
It's so if you can imagine, an old-timey iron jail cell door, like the poles going up and down.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now imagine that someone had slammed those poles through a wooden door, and then encapsulated them with bands on the outside. Like this door is locked in place by this iron work, and it doesn't seem happy about it.
Okay. All right.
But very sturdy. So Valandra, as you start hearing pew 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 from outside after a little bit of sweet talking, what are you doing?
By the way, magic missile is also targeting a creature.
It is sentient, so we'll let that one
it counts?
slide.
Okay.
Not really, but we'll let it slide at the moment.
All right. Valandra will take. Can she take a step back out of the air elemental
Sure,
with no
absolutely.
penalty?
Yep, as
Okay.
long as you don't leave its reach.
We'll step to the corner there so that it hopefully can't get both me and Mort at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll reach up and cast Inflict Wounds
Ooh.
at first level.
First level inflict wounds, yes please.
How's a 16?
16 is good enough. 19 points of necrotic damage, which it has no resistance to. It starts to look a little wobbly, but it probably has a bit of fight left in it. Anything else for you, Valandra?
Nope.
Got it. Mord.
Okay. Then I'm going to take a 5-foot step back.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that it's starting to kind of swirl off kilter, I'm going to make 2 reckless attacks at it.
Okay. The 14 won't do, but the 21 certainly will. 2 points of rage, 10 points of bludgeoning. That's going to give you 12 points of damage. Whittled away slightly by its amorphous form. Mord, anything else for you?
No, no. He will move another 5 feet away from.
If you move 5 feet... Okay. Got it. So with that, the air elemental strikes at the creature that did it the most damage. Which is going to be Valandra. It does so, making 2 slam attacks. 13, probably not.
Oh,
Whoa, wow.
Okay.
Wow.
It just can't handle what's been happening to it recently. Waverly, what are you up to?
Sorry, I was muted.
Yep.
I am not sure. What?
I mean, you don't have to do anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that I really can do anything right now.
Like, are the holes that Dawn made big enough for them to see through?
No,
Or
it's
do anything
not even.
through?
It's not even through the first varnish layer of the door. This is a big and beefy door.
Well, then, I don't know whether we're trying to befriend the door or hurt the door anymore. I really don't.
It's a complicated relationship.
It's a very complicated relationship. I guess I'm not gonna do anything this turn because what?
Okay. Telaise.
The first thing she does is goes, "Dawn, fucking stop!" It's alive. I'm trying to be nice here. And then she apologizes to the door. He's got glasses. He didn't see. I am so sorry. And then she will turn to Waverly and say, "Give me your crowbar."
Okay.
Okay, you can have that. I guess have my crowbar.
And can I get this crowbar wedged between some of those iron bars and try and start prying that loose?
Sure.
Because that's probably where she's going to try. She's probably going to try and get at least. She's going to look for like a bolt-in point.
Okay.
Because there's probably going to be several of those.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to look for like a bolt-in point, get that thing wedged right next to that bolt-in point, and then like put her foot on the door for as much leverage as she can get, and try and start prying that thing off there.
Okay. Let's see a strength/athletics.
It'll all be the same, basically. Okay. It's all the same. It's all the same.
Okay. You start prying and it is stuck and locked tight. Maybe some Herculean effort might be able to get the door punked out just enough to clear the lock, but it would take something amazing. Dawn.
She's going to keep trying, and
Yep.
the last thing before her turn is she's just going to be like, "Help me, you two."
The two possibly weakest companions.
3.
With
I have a -1 to my strength.
so does Dawn.
All good stuff out here.
like when as soon as that door slammed shut, I was like, "Oh, we're all screwed."
Yeah, well, Waverly has a -2, I believe. So
To
With
strength, yes.
The
Yeah.
weakest people in the entire party are trying to pry this door.
She can't help it. She's wee.
She's teeny.
Tiny.
Well,
So Dawn, what are you doing?
and you said it was like all the metal and stuff that's causing the blockage.
Yes, the
Not the
metal is the
swollen
trouble.
wood.
Yep.
Which Telaise is currently trying to pry loose.
He doesn't have a lot of spells that are helpful in this situation. I guess he'll just sort of like sigh, like that long suffering sigh, and just try to shove at the door. If you guys are still trying to push for help.
Eh.
Yeah.
just the help action, basically.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Like Because like I kind of imagine like his one, like the arm that took like the brunt of the acid is kind of like
It's a little lamed.
yeah. So
Okay.
just what was it? Athletics?
Yep, athletics will be fine. Yeah. Just no.
That went more beautifully than expected.
Just
Accurate.
So Valandra, you do hear some tinking and chipping of iron and wood out there as the crowbar is inserted. What are you doing?
I will swing my mace at it.
Okay,
I will miss
not gonna
with my
hit.
mace.
All right.
I will then say, here, use this. It's magical. Oh, I've seen that Mord's attacks don't seem to be doing full
Correct.
damage.
Yes.
Okay, I'll hand him my mace
Okay.
to use
All right.
to see if it's just resistance against non-magical weapons.
Okay.
If he'll take it,
Sure.
I don't know.
Valandra offers you out the mace's handle. Mord, do you wish to take it?
He briefly looks at Valandra, just nods and grabs it by the handle, stowing his warhammer on.
And then I'll move back over here. And that's my turn.
All right.
Now-
Mord, on your turn, you receive a mace. Give me 1 second.
Now, how is it magic? As in, is it a +1?
It is a
or-
+1 mace.
It is
so
a +1 mace. And
+1 to attack and damage, and it is a D6.
And you now have a +1 mace on your sheet.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. So Reckless, he's
Reckless.
just gonna keep on.
Reckless
He's going to
and
try to
raging.
disrupt the winds as much as he can.
All right.
The +1 mace doesn't seem to be reflecting the +1 in damage, actually.
Looks like it.
Oh,
4 + 1.
What?
And yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was 5 + 4 + 1, and then +2, and then.
Okay, it doesn't on the sheet, so I wasn't sure.
Oh.
Okay.
I think it's under the magic
So I think those
modifier.
hit.
But yes, those do both hit, and that is 12, and that is 10, and that is 22 points of now magical damage that looks entirely effective and very much upsets the elemental. Mord, any other activity?
Just gonna yell at it to focus on me. Maybe potentially making an intimidation check to make sure that it focuses on me as opposed to Valandra.
I don't think you need to make
But that may
check.
be an action.
I think it wants to focus on you just fine. And with advantage, it focuses on you from your reckless attack because you have now become quite dangerous. And I think it might hit you a little bit. That's going to be 25
12.
points cut in half. And it's going to follow up with a second attack for another 7, I would think. Cut down to 3. So 15 points of bludgeoning damage total dealt to you. And then Waverly. Hi.
Hi.
Let's make that strength check with help, Waverly.
Okay, strength check with help.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. Oops, that was a
Ooh.
save.
That's not bad.
That is not bad, but that is not going to be enough, unfortunately. It's going to
It's very comical on the
I
on
think-
this
Yeah.
side of the door.
I think this is going to be impossible without a nat 20, and maybe even then, because
I
the
think
DC's probably 20 or higher.
I think a nat 20 would do it for any of you. Other people might not need that extreme a number, but we seem to have a lot of minuses going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
you know what? We're all trying. So
you're putting in the effort. Telaise, as Waverly's just straining against it, how about it for you?
So all I'm imagining is that I have a mouse like holding on to my arms, trying to help me pull, and then I have the cat like behind me, just with like the hand on part of the handle, like with one hand, just trying to help me pull. It looks ridiculous, and I'm gonna do it again.
Seems fine.
And I have an
Hey.
20.
And with the door opens, and you find yourself face to face with an air elemental and more.
Falling in the
Valandra.
pile into the water.
I believe you might be, yes. So Telaise, that was your action, but you still have bonus action and movement left if you should choose. That air elemental is dangerously close.
Bonus action.
That's a
I don't think I have anything that can cause any damage as a bonus action, so Telaise is just going to be like, "Thank you, door."
It looks relieved.
She feels amazing for having pried this door open. I want you to know this.
Does she feel like it helped, or we did it?
A little bit of here, a little bit of there.
From Telaise's point of view.
Oh, there you go.
I think the door appreciates us trying to pry this thing off of it. So that's her perspective on it, which is why she thanked the door.
Got it. So Telaise, and I think that was no bonus action, any movement, and...
No, because I got nowhere to go.
Sounds good. Dawn, how about it?
There's a thing. It looks like an angry thing. Is going to Eldritch Blast the thing.
Okay. That will certainly Eldritch Blast the thing. It will certainly Eldritch Blast it twice.
That is not that's just the D10. That's not including the charisma modifier.
What happened then? So that would be +4 to both.
14,
did you
20,
change?
24.
It was
This
set
air
up on
elemental
my
is suddenly looking like it's on the rocks.
own.
If you go to the damage, do a little plus drop down,
Yeah.
and choose your thingy. And
I did.
Dawn, anything else for you?
Not currently. He's gonna stay in the hallway because there's a big scary thing over there.
Got it. Valandra, great wisps of material are escaping from this air elemental, but it is still roiling violently. What are you doing?
It can make a dexterity save.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I know it probably can, but, you know.
Yeah, it can do that.
I would love to see a door,
All right, that's fine.
All
It's
right.
my turn.
Mord, over to you.
All right. Well, I think seeing that it seems to be on its last gasp, he's going to continue the way that it has been going with 2 reckless +1 mace attacks against it.
Sure. Oh, a 14's not going to manage. 20 will. 12 points of magical damage. And Mord, I don't ask this question much, but how did you do that?
Well, with my first strike, the winds buffeted it away. But with my follow-up strike, I just gathered up enough strength and used an overhead smash, and it just kind of parted the winds, and they just died down.
Sounds
And
good.
then
So with that, you find yourselves once more face to face with your companions. Over in the water, you know there are a great number of tiaras, and still scattered around possibly some gems, and a key. But no more elemental. What you all doing?
Telaise looks at Valandra, points the crowbar, and went, "I opened the door!"
Knowing how hard that was to open in the first place, she'll actually say, like, good job, looking genuine about it.
Thank you. And then she just kind of leans against the door like, "You did a good job too, door." Don't
Yeah.
close on us.
I will walk over, take my mace back, cast
I
Cure
hand it back,
Wounds
yep.
at first level.
Sure.
Take 14 healing.
Dang. Isn't that like everything he took in damage?
Probably pretty
Almost.
close.
I'm down 3 or 4, I think.
I
All
snapped.
right. So,
And then I will suggest, because we still have a +1 longsword, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I will ask if any that I will say that we should offer that to Mord.
And Telaise will just look at him like, you want it?
I mean, magic weapons. I'm not really used to them. I don't want to impose too much. It
Do you-
seems
Take
Would you like the
Yes.
sword? She's just gonna take it out. She takes it
no,
back and she reaches in
looks
the
like
back
a
of
nice
holding
sword,
and
but
just
you
pulls out
maybe
the
someone
sword.
else.
None of
None
us
of us
can use
use
it.
this.
Well,
Or if we can use
I
it,
guess
there's
if you're
other options.
if you insist, I'll use this.
they're oddly cavalier about this. Like, that's... most people don't like, oh, just take my magic weapon. That's a little weird, actually. But
I mean, he met us at the crash site for a dragon's horde.
I mean, that's true.
It's not too weird.
That is
I mean,
true.
not too weird for you guys, but at the same time, that was the first really odd thing that happened in his life for the most part.
There you go.
It's fair.
Someone handing him the weapon or seeing a bunch of
The
dragon
crash
parts?
site.
A
The
crash
crash site. A giant
Yeah.
castle of ice crashing into a mountainside, and just people
And-
going like, "Oh,
and-
hey,
and a-
how's it going?"
And a bunch of these kids, because we're all like so young compared to you,
Like we're all
which I
like,
still find
Yeah, I'm-
find really funny.
like
I'm a
20,
middle-aged dwarf.
like
so, like,
21-year-olds are like
160.
the oldest. Like at 21, that's the eldest.
Yeah. So, they're just wee babes.
Dawn's
I will-
16, Valandra's 14. This is like
Waverly's like 5,
6.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is 21 in mouse years, or Mousefolk years, but still.
Yeah, I am an adult. This is not my fault. You guys all live forever.
Yeah. Crazy kids.
I will look around for the tiaras.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
All right. Somewhere here.
Wowzers.
I
Nice.
see all the tiaras.
You just you stick your arm down,
Everything.
swoosh, and they all just come up hanging from your arm.
And Telaise just opens the bag of holding. Put him in.
Yeah, and just like shunk, 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 shunk. Now, Waverly, I believe you have an eye for jewels, gems, and other such trinkets. And as they go shunk, 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 into the bag,
I'll throw the stones in too.
you go 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,000 gold worth
Ooh.
in tiaras, and then a copper's worth of glass gems.
Do any of the tiaras fit me?
The nice thing about tiaras is they bend. So, if you were to take one of those tiaras and scrunch it down, you might have to double up. You might have to loop it around twice, but you could wear one.
I want to wear a tiara.
You should wear one as a belt.
Oh my god.
Also a possibility.
I was thinking more like rakishly over one ear.
Rakishly over one ear? Sure. It takes a little bit of fiddling, and you might need to ask for help from someone who can actually bend soft metals. But, you loop it around twice, so you get kind of like a double stack going. You pick one of the ones that it would look nice on, and then rakishly over one ear, you are now sporting a 3,000 gold piece tiara. You may choose the gems of your choice to bedeck it. Now,
That's amazing. That's amazing. And at this point, if that's how much those things are worth, yeah, Mort can keep the sword.
Morgan, So
I
yes,
think it's going to be an emerald tiara.
emerald tiara sounds
It'll
good.
go well with my fur.
You pick the emerald one out of the pile. They happen to be one of the more expensive gemstones, so you got it up there and squared away. I will say there's probably 6 of them total, varying in worth, but you picked a decent one.
Did I find the key down there too?
You did find the key down there.
Okay.
And this one is unfortunately a rectangular key, and it's a circular hole.
Well, I mean, we don't really need it anymore. The door's open now, but like, I'm imagining, she's imagining that they might be useful somewhere else in the dungeon. Maybe
Sure.
not, but
you got it. And there's
might
still
as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more globes of awesomeness just dangling up there from wires.
So
So-
Mord's gonna start walking over to the door and being like, well, I mean, there wasn't too much of an issue getting these, and we're kind of on a bit of a hurry to get these artifacts, but I can try to hold the door open if you want to smash some more of these.
Telaise is actually going to look at the door and be like, can you stay open for us for a while we get this done? Like it's a real person, because it is.
I mean, you dress it like a real person, and you think about it for a second, and though you feel like, this is probably a lady door, you realize that nobody likes it when you break their balls. So that might trigger a reaction.
All right, I'm going to pass this along. I think these belong to her, and we should stop breaking them.
All right.
I'm quite sure that the dwarf is
Come
like,
back
are
to
you
it."
insane?
Honest.
Look,
I
the
don't
door
have
and
much of an eye
have
for
had-
treasure, but at
the door and I
the
have
same
gotten to know
time,
each
you
other.
are talking to a door, so
Yeah.
The door. Why does the door have balls?
Well, I mean,
It's in the room. The balls are in the room.
one of these keys is bound to be for the door, so like, I don't imagine that.
I'm assuming
would
the
be
door has no
fine.
way to communicate with me, so if I were to ask it, are any of these orbs containing a talking weapon of some kind? Because we're specifically looking for those.
Give me an investigation.
well, what?
What?
As I have a conversation with the door.
You can't tell if it's actually being silent or if it's just a pregnant pause in the conversation.
Dawn will humor her and cast message at the door to see if we get a response
Oh
that
my
way.
god.
If it's
you know what?
sentient.
It can be targeted as a
Take a
creature,
long
Casey. You've
time.
already
Wow.
established this.
Okay, so you cast message at the door, and the response you get is weirdly delayed. It's the longest thought you've ever heard. It's obviously perhaps crafted from some form of sentient tree, but
If it's, I
So
will
they're
point out. I will point out if it's very delayed. The duration of message is 1 round.
yep. But you get a.
It's gonna be a yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He raises a brow and is like, yes. It said yes.
fantastic. Can we
More-
have it?
Mord sighs and goes over to the door to start holding it, or just put a hand on it just in case it decides to shut us in again.
Be nice to the door.
Yes.
And guess messaging it again.
He takes
and-
off his glove. before he touches the door.
Just gently caress the door.
he'll message the can we have it
Um.
and wait. Oh,
I mean, you get a long yes again.
All right. Valandra, go stand underneath the red orb and point up at it.
Does it only say yes?
Is it that
That
one?
might be the issue.
Ask it if it only says yes.
It starts to say I did, and then it gets cut off by time. You get I did,
But
and then,
that answered the question if it only says yes, anyway.
It doesn't seem to know.
Okay. Is there a compromise we can reach? Because we really need that talking sword. Can you cast message on the talking sword?
I need to know where it
Probably need
is.
to know where it is.
I need to be able to see it.
You have to be able to see it.
No, you don't.
No,
you
I don't
have
need to be able to see it.
it.
You need to like have an idea.
But you need to point at where it is.
So point out one crystal after the other and ask if the sword is there. I swear to God.
What a world we live in.
so
Oh God.
This is how bards solve problems,
this is
okay?
how bards solve problems.
Dawn like sloshes like into the room and is just like sigh and like goes to the red bubble, tries to shoot a hello. Like, are you a sword?
So after pointing to a few of the globes and checking, you realize that one, these are probably not big enough to contain one of the weapons that you were expecting.
Magic, I mean, like they have a bag that they could stuff like
that's
everything
true.
in.
That's very true. And number two is your spell feels like it's being blocked more than it feels like it's not finding a recipient. There is some sort of magic in the globes, and you recall from your detect magic earlier, whoever had that up and running,
that was him.
that
Still up and
the
running.
spheres, have some magic to them. You would imagine any sort of magic you're trying to pass through them is being rejected.
I don't think I could get through them.
Valandra will
leaves
hit it
us
with the
with-
mace. Oh, she
Oh,
won't.
there
Never
we
mind.
go.
Valandra's like, swing, 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 and the little ball just whoop, 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 whoop.
Ting, ting. Just a little too high.
All right, so Telaise is going to look at the door.
Okay.
And she's going to say to the door, look, I'm really sorry. We tried to do it so we wouldn't break your things. We really need to get this because it was stolen from somebody, and it's really important. We're going to have to find the weapon in here.
Mm-hmm.
But we promise we will not take anything else. Please don't slam on us. And for good measure.
I'm gonna
And for good measure,
Okay.
there's a 25 persuasion.
Yep.
I'm gonna sit against the door and use my hammer and like prop it up against the other wall,
Mm-hmm.
so I have some leverage to hold the door shut in case it does close.
Sure.
All right. So I have no idea if the door agrees or not, but we can't take anything else but the weapon, guys.
And which colored sphere are you breaking? The one Valandra's under?
I'm assuming since she's right there and
Okay.
she can swing a mace at it.
And who would like to take?
And
and who
well,
would like
Dawn
to
was
take-
gonna try to see if he could get a response to that from the door, even if it's really slow.
It's
See if
really.
he can interpret.
It's really slow, and whatever it's starting out with is a longer word than you can get conveyed. Mort, are you raging against the door?
No, sorry, I was checking something
No,
out
it's totally fine.
and accidentally clicked a button.
Rage against the door.
You're good.
Rage!
Rage.
Rage!
So, whoever's taking the fateful swing, call out what you're swinging at and take a swing.
All right, sure.
Okay. Valandra. It shatters. At that same time, Mord horrendous amounts of pressure suddenly against you, and I need a strength check. Strength athletics check, please. All right. Mord keeps the door barely open. Like, it's taking everything, straining against it, and keeping your weapon in place. And you can tell the door's not so much slamming shut as the iron bands are trying to drag it closed. As that happens, a scattering of coins, dark metal falling, blop, 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 blop. A key, and 3 bits of darkness. And those 3 bits of darkness do not look particularly friendly.
So I was gonna say, I don't know if we're gonna be rolling initiative currently.
Probably
but, would it be possible, because like Dawn still has a bunch of darts, to like wedge those into like where the door's open to try to keep it from, like into the hinges to try to keep it from closing?
A dart would not be good enough.
Multiple.
That could help a little bit, but would not be able to keep it open itself. So you can definitely work to assist, but there are some things working against you.
I have an idea for after the combat to get for the door.
Right, and
I have an idea born from being locked in rooms more than once.
Were you locked in a room, Telaise?
Because the door got stuck and would not open because the doors were janky.
I need to roll again for my initiative just because I have it at advantage. It doesn't seem to
be
count
obeying
advantage with that.
All right, so go ahead and hit again.
Nope, never mind.
11.14. Sticking with what it is. Set them up, break them down. And things happen. The first thing that happens is one of those bits of shadow stretches out and tries to latch on to Valandra.
Bring it.
Does a natural 1 hit you? No? Okay. Telaise!
It tried.
It was such an important...
It made... An effort was made.
There was an attempt.
Give it a gold star for its attempt.
I mean, it's trying to work on top of a liquid. Liquid surfaces are hard on shadows. Meh. So it does look like an ink stain or a shadowy blot on the water. Reached out towards Valandra, but did not manage to connect. Telaise, what are you doing about that?
Okay, so what Telaise is going to do about that is... Whoa, that's not what I wanted. She's going to cast... She wants to cast Fairy Fire on these guys.
Okay.
And just make it so that the line is here.
Sure.
So these guys don't get into the cube.
You got it. And go ahead and hit me with that Fairy Fire. That is a DC something dexterity?
DC 15 dexterity save.
DC 15 dexterity save. Going from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3. That is a weird set of rolls right there. 2 of them are glowing shadows.
Look, they're shadows. I ain't risking shit.
Glowing shadows. The water is oddly glittery as well.
As is the pink ball.
As is the pink ball. It was already pink.
But now you have advantage to smack it.
You do have advantage to smack it. Telaise, any other activity for you?
Not at this time.
Okay.
No, wait. What I'll do, if Waverly moves, I will move into the door with Mord to assist him with keeping it open if he needs it.
Okay, he does need it. He is going to be resisting that. And
Yeah, I'm probably gonna move because what good am I? At holding a door open.
you could maybe.
Right. I mean, I'll just move into the space because Waverly's tiny and she'll just move anyway. But now you have assistance on that action to keep the door open, Mord, if you decide to stay there.
Got it.
Yeah.
As that happens,
Probably.
one of the shadows reaches out towards Valandra once more. A 21 might do.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope, not with the new armor.
Craziness.
My AC is a 22 now.
Very nice. Waverly.
Okay. I'm gonna step into this room here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna shoot an arrow at that guy
Okay.
right there,
Was that top, middle, or bottom?
middle.
Middle. Got it.
Sorry, it's a little hard to tell.
Yep.
And I have
Sneak attack.
sneak attack and advantage, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Use a magical arrow.
25 is a solid hit. Sneaky, sneaky, magical damage, 18 points, and that shadow just dissipates on the water.
You're level 7. That should be 46 now, shouldn't it?
For sneak
Attack, yeah.
Ooh.
I guess it should be. Well, I will fix that.
All right, excessive damage.
It'll be
though.
fixed for next time.
Waverly, anything else for you?
Nope, that'll be it.
Got it. Mord, you have two basic choices. Let go of the door and do something else, or keep the door from shutting. Which would you like to do?
I will cast Hold the Door, Bob.
You will cast Hold the Door. Could I see a strength athletics roll with advantage because you're being helped as you cast Hold the Door? You cut it kind of close there, buddy.
Thank God I stayed to help.
Yeah. Door stays open, but boy, you should not do whatever you just did again. Mord, anything you would like to shout out as encouragement? Because unfortunately, you don't have movement, but you could have a bonus action if you want.
I think he'll just shout out that, I think you've got this covered. I'll hold the door.
Okay. Hodor. Dawn, what are you up to?
Dawn is gonna.
Too soon, Casey.
Dawn is going to casually meander back over here and shoot some Eldritch Blasts at the one with the that's glowy.
Okay.
And easy to see.
Glowy Shadow with advantage. Eldritch Blast, 25 and a 19. Both are hits. Both are magical. Both are force damage. And Shadows... got nothing on that. Ka-chow. It vanishes. Dawn, anything else for you?
I'm gonna just stand here and be miserable and wet.
Miserable and wet. With that, the shadow evaluates its chances and decides that Valandra is not the appropriate target. It shifts forward, aiming towards the Mousefolk. Waverly, an 18?
Yes.
Please, please take...
Yeah, but it reduces Waverly's strength score.
Oh, shit.
Please take 7 points of necrotic damage, and your strength score is reduced by 3.
Oh.
What's your strength at?
My strength. Yeah, my strength. My strength is 7.
Waverly.
So it's a 4 right now, right?
Yeah, it's a 4 now.
Waverly, that is a dangerous creature to you.
Yeah.
Valandra.
It won't be much for much longer.
Just until I rest. Holy shit.
Well. Yeah, I'll hit it with my mace.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll. 13 is enough. 7 points of bludgeoning damage, however, is not. It is disturbed but intact. Valandra, anything else for you?
Yeah, nope.
Alrighty. Telaise. Shadow right in front of you.
She is gonna viciously mock it from where she's at.
Viciously mock the shadow. The shadow is viciously mocked and takes 5 points of... Can it take psychic damage? It can take psychic damage. So... It does so. And... Saving throw, 1d4 psychic damage, disadvantage on its next attack roll. Mm-hmm. So, it will have disadvantage on its next attack. Telaise, anything else for you?
Continuing to stay with the door for that assistance.
You got it. Waverly, inky black shadow.
I don't feel so good.
Hey.
We are going to stab that.
Ooh, you are going to stab that.
You super stab it. You're like, I don't need strength.
So, with that super stab, that is going to be enough to dissipate the shadow.
Oh, thank God. I was all prepared to disengage and run.
Now, Waverly, you can see Mord is still being forced to hold this door open. It is trying to shut and doesn't look like it's going to stop trying anytime soon. What are you doing?
Okay. Is there something still in here? Is there something still in here?
No, it still probably just wants to shut.
It's just trying to shut because it's supposed to. Whose turn is it?
That was the end of Waverly's. If Waverly's not moving, then we're going to skip over to Mord. And Mord, again, 2 choices. Which are you doing?
Whoa.
Mord, you, Telaise, and Waverly are all forced into the room as the door pushes you, slamming shut a big spray of water, and you're left facing the keyhole once again. Valandra, you know that a double handful of coins hit the ground in front of you, along with a key, as those shadows fell out.
I will look for the key.
We're going to drop out of turn order at the moment because the door has successfully shut.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What side of the door are the hinges on?
You guys would have a very, very, very difficult time opening from the inside. You would think it impossible.
Okay. So they're not on the inside.
They are not on the inside, or whichever the answer is to say that it's impossible from the inside to open the door.
Do I find the key?
You do find the key, and you also find a number of lead coins, basically worthless.
Telaise just kind of like pats the door.
You're like, oh hey, there's a piece of no, not lead coin, wooden nickel. There's the key.
Does the key work in the door?
Key does not work in the door.
There is a keyhole in the door?
There is a keyhole. It is a round keyhole, and that was an oval key.
Do we want to let Waverly have her rest, even though we're in water?
Are we? Can't.
Sure. Just drape her over one of the floating orbs.
I mean,
a long rest in water.
You
just need a short rest.
Oh, I do just need a short rest. I only said a long rest.
You can definitely take some time. Whether you'll remain undisturbed is a different question, but it is possible to prop your packs.
We are locked in a room. How can we be disturbed?
There's
we might find out, but
there's all kinds of ways. But if you wish to try and camp, you can definitely work out. Like if you set your cots up on top of one another, or you pile up your backpacks, or you just sit on top of a heap of treasure that you pour out from your bag of holding, you can work out a way.
I was just going to suggest get the short rest, because that's all that Waverly needs to get her strength back.
Sure.
Yes, please. While
While we're taking the time, Just in case, because there's a lot of water here, and we don't know what's going to happen when we go deeper in. Dawn is going to ritually cast. What's the spell? I have water. I think it's like water breathing.
Sure.
The one that lets you breathe underwater. Yeah, water breathing.
Yep.
So it's up to 10 people, and it lasts for 24 hours. I don't think Valandra needs it, but
at the same time, Valandra will ritually cast Water Walk.
Cool.
I love you.
But that duration only lasts an hour. His lasts for.
But that lasts long enough for us to
for a chill.
For the rest to happen and
just hang out on the top of the water.
10 cooling creature. Yep. So once that is cast, you all just whoop, and you're now walking atop the water.
And she will begin to cast that again 10 minutes before the hour is up.
Sure, not a problem.
Which I kind of assume might mean she doesn't get the short rest, but she doesn't need it anyway, so that's fine.
Just Telaise.
You can squeak it in, but yeah. So now instead of horrible icky water, you've got a heated waterbed. So this rest is actually pretty darn comfy. A little smelly, but still comfy.
Just out of sheer boredom, Mord is going to ritually cast Speak with Animals and introduce himself to Edgar.
Yes.
Edgar isn't an animal, unfortunately.
I'm aware he's a familiar, but
he's a spirit. He's weird.
So yeah, you do cast Speak with Animals, and you're like, hey, buh, and
it doesn't work.
It's a little worse than doesn't work. You get Edgar's attention for a few seconds, I think. And I don't know that anyone ever wants that to happen, especially when Edgar can communicate. So, Dawn, you can invent what sort of things Edgar might say to someone who can understand him. Because spirit though he is in a bird form.
Yes.
So,
and
he can communicate complex thoughts through weird levels of speech.
You're not getting bird level intelligence. Like you're getting genius level intelligence out of this thing, and
sure, he's just introducing himself.
There we go. So as you guys all spend your hour resting, please take the benefits of a short rest. It passes uneventfully, and above your heads, a series of silver spheres remain.
Is anyone spending a hit die?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Short rest accomplished.
Oh wait, do rages restore on a short rest? I can't remember.
I will check quick.
No, that's fine. I'll look it up. I have the book here.
Yep, no problem. So, an hour passes, and those spheres just hover over you tentatively.
Nope, they do not.
Long rest. Yep.
Temptingly? That's the one I want. A lot of T words. What's you all doing?
So Mord is restless and is like, all right, well, we need to get the key to get out of here if we're going to do something. So we might as well just start hacking our way through these.
Sure.
And he just starts taking out his hand axe and just tossing it up in the air and catching it as he's ready to.
Well, you're standing on top of the water, so you could probably reach these spheres very easily right now.
Yeah, you guys have now got a boost. So Pink.
That only lasts an hour.
I cast it. I cast it again.
Okay, left, right, or bottom row is intact.
Still doing one at a time?
Hang on.
Yes, probably.
Hang on 1 second. I need to check something.
Sure.
Do radius. What's the time frame on this? Because seeing if the pink one still got an advantage for an attack on it.
I don't think it would after an hour.
No, that's like a minute or something.
It's a little longer than that, but I don't think it's an hour.
It'd be done by now. It's also no longer bright and shiny in here.
Aw.
That's sad.
So, who's taking the swing and at which one?
I guess Mord will go down to the pink one.
Okay.
Because
I'll get ready to grab stuff.
You got it. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Oh, sorry, I must have rolled that with advantage, but still 12.
Still 12.
And I need to figure... Thomas, how do you turn off the rage damage?
If you look below your attacks, there is a thing that says rage, and there's a checkbox right by it.
Got it.
Yep.
Got it. So you do clip it, and it is enough damage to shatter it, and as it breaks, two things fall. A potion vial and a small key.
I will try to grab them.
Okay. You grab... One might splash into the water, but you pick it up fairly quickly afterwards. Does anyone have any potion identification skills?
I think Dawn would, and so would Valandra, since they make them.
Dawn
Okay.
Dawn
Stomach is
has
pretty good at
the
identifying
Identify the spell now?
well, yes, but he also has a thing specifically for potions.
He's an alchemist.
Yeah.
As an action, I could identify one potion within 5 feet of me, as if I had tasted it.
There you go.
I have to see
nice.
the liquid for the benefit to work.
You got it.
I will walk over within 5 feet of you with the potion.
Here's the potion. Dawn.
Oh, peer at it.
Give me a quick perception check, please.
Come on, character sheet open.
Character sheet.
Boop.
Oh, yeah. You're like, yeah, 100%. Potion of flying. Absolutely.
Ooh.
Oh, we might need this, especially with someone with bare feet.
And as you look over the key and you look back towards the keyhole, hexagon, key, round hole. No, probably not.
So
All
I
right.
was going to say...
Dawn, you maybe want to move back over to the other side. We're about to smash this one. There you go.
Yeah, it seems like so far the 4 corners, or the 2 corners, have been nasty things, so...
And like places like waving Waverly over closer.
All right. May I see that attack roll, please? You shatter it, and as you shatter it, falling from it is a blob of gray.
Ooh. Valandra has no idea what this is, but I'm glad I have magical armor and weapons now.
So as that blob of gray stretches
still
and
trying to catch it?
descends, I'm going to ask everyone to go ahead and roll themselves. Wait, let me clear it. Wait, I said wait. Go ahead and roll yourselves into
you
initiative.
said wait after I clicked it.
I'm just slow is what the problem is.
Oh, wow.
Oh, damn!
We're ready this time.
Yeah, you guys are
Dawn
on this
has
one.
never rolled over like a 7. It's like, he's on it this time.
So, as the gray ooze descends toward you, let's go ahead and see how that ooze is doing. How you doing, Oozy? All right.
Just landed in water.
Just
So my initiative is 19.
all right. Where'd you go? 19. Cool. Let's go ahead and get that sort going. Bang. And Waverly, you are the first to see the ooze start to fall. And you can see that it is stretching out a pseudopod towards the nearest people. In this case, it's going to be Mord. It doesn't look friendly. What are you doing?
Take a step over here, and let's see what happens if I shoot an arrow.
A magical arrow?
A magical arrow.
Ooh, a magical arrow.
A magical arrow at a gray ooze.
Well, that's going to hit a gray ooze magically. And that is 20 points of damage. And the arrow goes in, and it doesn't come out.
Well,
But the ooze looks very upset by this. It's still in the air, but you can see it's now elongated, having absorbed the impact of that arrow. Waverly, anything else for you?
I'm just gonna take a quick run back to where I was.
Sure. Now, as you scamper back, Dawn, what are you doing?
Gonna scoot this way so there's a clear shot. That is Edgar. That is not Dawn. Here we go. Blam, blam.
Blam, blam. The first blam hits, and the first blam splatters it against the wall. You can see it just sprayed out and gooed on the wall. You hear a sizzle, but it just seems to be fading away and falling apart, no longer able to retain its shape. Congratulations, you've defeated the gray ooze hastily.
Wow.
That was anticlimactic.
Along
I
with the ooze,
I do not find the key.
along with the ooze, you do find
Okay.
some glass jewelry and a key. The key was being held within the ooze, so not until it dissipated did you see it fall.
Well, it had to happen anyway.
However, this one happens to be a star-shaped key. So, you still have
With all these keys.
3 spheres remaining.
I feel like I'm playing Baldur's Gate again. I have all these keys. They don't open anything.
And
Sorry, Valandra.
it seems like Valandra and Mort are lining up under the bottom right key. May I see an attack roll, please? A cascade of gems, about 600 gold piece worth once they're gathered up, and another key. This one, just a straight line.
Ooh.
Whiff, whiff, whiff.
Try again.
Well, bollocks.
It's like pinatas.
It is
Of
like
death.
pinatas of death.
We each gotta take a turn.
Now,
Yeah.
as this sphere shatters, you see the glass scattering about, the little silvered bits, and a ring flipping end over end. Beside it, a key. From the ring, you hear an exclamation, "Fools!"
Dude, is that the thing?
And the ring and the key begin tumbling down. Anyone trying to intercept them before they hit the water?
Yep.
Okay. Shunk, shunk. Mord reaches out and grabs one. Valandra reaches out and grabs the other. Who's grabbing which ones?
I'll grab the key.
Okay. I got the ring, I guess.
Mord grabs the key. Valandra grabs the ring. And you hear, "Stop. Before you put me on, I confer the following powers upon my wearer. Invisibility."
Question.
Yes.
Question. Do we all hear this
You
or
all
just
hear this.
me?
Yeah, all of you hear
Okay.
this in your mind space. Unless you actively block telepathy, which I don't think anyone does. Stop. Before you put me on, I confer the following powers upon my wearer. Invisibility, haste, immunity to charms, flying, but only once per day, detect magic, and one wish. I also provide the benefits of protection and spell turning. The only drawback is that once a year, I permanently eat a small, tiny bit of your life. I must be warned before I can leave this room. Merely carrying me away is not possible. If ever I am removed from my wearer's finger, however, all my powers are lost. So you must decide right now who will wear me forever.
Valandra raises her eyebrows very skeptically at the ring.
How much do I need my life?
Wow. I want you to know that Telaise has also pondered this.
Who wants to grow old anyway?
My
Dawn's
lifespan-
ear
20
is flicking. Like,
my
Telaise is
lifespan-
it's like
Look, my-
pondering your flick.
my lifespan is
More
only
news
like
than
20
next
years,
year.
okay? It's
Telaise is definitely thinking about it. Because
Now,
that's
as you
Valandra will
guys are
just
thinking
look
it
up
over,
at her siblings with no particular desire herself to put it on. Like I don't think she actually. Can Can I roll an insight check?
Sure. You can certainly roll an insight check.
On the ring?
Mord, as Valandra stares at this
Dawn...
ring, just really eyeballs it up. I mean, it seems like a sincere ring.
But Dawn wants to identify. It's a ritual, so it'll take some time.
Sure.
But she'll see if it is bullshitting, and if it is cursed, or it says it's cursed technically, but like in ways it's not mentioning.
But not that curse.
Not that kind of curse. Now, Mord, you discover that the key that fell out of the sphere does seem to be of the appropriate type. So you may be able to open the door with this key.
Are we just gonna finish smashing shit?
Should we get the last one first?
Like, we already broke our promise to the door to not take any other shit, so...
I think the door
We doing
was
this?
just not wanting to get stuck, and it knew that breaking its shit would make it
Ooh.
stuck.
So
The 12 hit?
the 12 does hit. So with the final smash, another spell scroll. This one of Hold Person. And another key falls down. This key, weirdly shaped, looks like a spaghetti noodle. And still the ring awaits. After a short period of time, an identify spell is cast, and it seems good to its word. You suspect the person who puts it on could become invisible, move with haste, have immunity to charm, fly but only once per day, detect magic, and make a wish. It would also provide the benefits of protection and spell turning. And it's probably going to chew on a bit of your life.
Like in what way?
Well,
Do we know how much life is what it considers a bit of life? Like,
I mean,
like a year?
Rings are very vague on lifespan. I mean, they don't really understand the concept.
Like, can he pick up on that with the
Not with an identify, no.
So at this point, it's clear that Telaise and Dawn are both thinking that they might be the one to put it on.
I mean,
You can already fly.
Pardon me, Waverly. And Mord just puts the circular key in the door.
I mean,
Sure.
I can already turn invisible.
Push
I
it
don't
open.
think. Yeah, I don't think I can fly.
More just keys in the door. The door's like, dook, whoosh, poof, open.
So like Dawn, because
Sorry,
we
door.
have
hang
to
on.
decide who's
Wait,
wearing the key out.
Valandra, are you still carrying the key?
No,
carrying the ring?
Dawn has it.
Dawn has the
No,
ring. Okay.
Identify.
Dawn was identifying it.
Yep. Okay, so Dawn has the ring.
You can already fly.
this does far more than that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there are benefits that the ring gives that you don't need. I could benefit from all of them.
Hypothetically gives.
And I live longer than you. So I have more life to give.
But I'm younger than you.
Not by that much.
But not by that much, and you're further through your life path than I am. We've done the math.
Tabaxi?
Mord winces just at the pure, God, so much greed. This was the downfall of the dwarves in several books I read.
He's a fan of the Lord of the Rings?
Hey.
He thought they were okay.
Isn't everyone?
He liked the
So
fighting
he's
bits.
a ring.
It is-
Speaking of rings,
Yeah.
Flip a coin.
I was gonna say you want paper, rock, scissors in.
boulder parchment shears.
You guys have all different ways of running these paper, rock, scissors, but okay.
If scissors exist, I don't know why we don't just call it paper, rock, scissors.
That's fine. Wasn't it halberd, warhammer, and poleaxe for Chloe and Joey?
That just seems like a lot of violence all at once.
I mean,
Yeah, Chloe and Joey.
Yeah.
What-
All right. So, what do you guys decide?
I guess we're gonna try and flip a coin.
Roll 1d2.
Does that exist?
Yep.
Yes.
You can roll a 1d2.
I mean, you can roll anything and roll 20.
1d2. You /R space 1d2. 1 is heads and 2 is tails.
All right, Telaise will call heads.
Seems oddly appropriate.
Heads it is. She'll just hold her hand out for the ring.
He'll sigh and give it to her.
I mean, if you guys are sure. If you're sure.
And she holds on to the ring, and she's clearly thinking about it for another second, because this is kind of a big deal. And then she puts it on the index finger of her left hand.
Okay. You slide the ring on the index finger of your left hand.
Is everything fine? Am I good?
You seem fine. Everything's fine here.
She's kind of just like, patting herself down. I'm good. I think I'm good.
You feel like you're good? Yeah.
I feel fine.
Feel fine.
Can you turn invisible?
How many times can I do that per day?
Infinitely.
It did not seem to have a limitation.
Can I try to turn invisible?
Do or do not. There is no try. You turn invisible.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm invisible.
I mean...
So you imagine Telaise just probably jumped up and down and waved her hands around, but all you saw was little splashes in the water.
I'm jealous. A little.
So
you got a tiara.
Invisibility, haste, immunity to charms, fly once per day, detect magic, and 1 wish.
What are you gonna wish for?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna hold on to that wish.
Oh, shall we move on?
Yeah, I guess we can move on. And she's just gonna stay invisible.
Beep. Telaise reappears.
Are you kidding? Are you reappeared?
You reappeared.
Can I turn invisible again?
You try, but you can't.
I've been cheated.
You can turn invisible once?
No, I think it was only in that room the ring works.
After a little bit of investigation, that appears to be true. The ring no longer detects as magical, nor does the room, and the door no longer seems to have its attitude.
So are you saying I just completely wasted a wish?
I mean...
I doubt that it had that ability anyway, but...
Who can say?
What happens if you go back into the room? Is it...
Once you leave the room, I thought it said it lost all of its power. So, I mean, you could try, but Mort is going to start...
Might as well walk back in the room. Anything change?
That's what you get for greed.
Nope, nothing changes. No restoration of its powers.
Wow.
And as Mort and Valandra begin moving down the hall, and Telaise is going, wow. Could I have a fateful D12? You don't want to see a 12. Or don't want to see a 1, excuse me. Oh, that's a 1D2. So let's see the fateful D12. 7. It looks like a 1, but it isn't. As Valandra come around the corner, they can see the passage that led away to the north and the door. You can see back down the hallway towards where the slime waits under the water. You come away a bit richer from the room, but yeah, no magical ring of wishing.
Some fucking bullshit. If I had known this, I would have wished for some shoes before I left the damn room.
Something to be said. Waverly, are you lagging behind or just hadn't moved yet?
Just hadn't moved yet,
Okay.
sorry.
Not a problem. Valandra and Mord make their way to a door. This one also wooden, also swollen, but without the attitude. It just looks regularly stuck. It'll just take a little bit of an extra pull to get it open.
I will cast guidance and assist you if you're about to open it.
Okay, actually, the two of you and the guidance, it pops open when you're ready for it.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Are we ready for it?
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Everyone?
Yeah, Mord is bored after like spending 10 minutes with them like debating over the ring.
Okay.
Oh, come on! It was an important It was an important.
No, it
problem.
was, and I enjoyed it, but
It was a very important
Mord was like,
conversation,
nah.
and I'm really mad that I just didn't freaking wish for at least a ham sandwich or something before I walked out of the room.
Ultimate
I kind of imagine Mord spent that time teaching Valandra like a dice game or something out in the hallway.
I do have some dice, yes.
How did you
but,
play a dice game on water?
It's
We just on my shield or something.
a very complicated dice game.
Yeah.
We
each
have shields.
All right, so I'm going to ask everyone to pay attention for a moment because something might happen that's important.
Yep.
All right, the room is rectangular. The room is about 20 feet by about 60 feet. On the far side, you can see it has a opening and a set of stairs leading up to another hallway. However, more immediately catching your attention are 5 flesh golems, massive creatures. They're clustered against the north wall. Each has a number on its chest. The numbers are 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. Number 5 speaks. One of us does not belong with the others. If you can pick it out, it will serve you, and the others will allow you passage. If you pick the wrong one, we will kill you. You have 60 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I know the answer, but I don't know if Valandra would.
I just.
Wait,
Done.
repeat it?
Each has the number 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. Number 5 says, one of us does not belong with the others. If you can pick it out, it will serve you, and the others will allow you passage. If you pick the wrong one, we will kill you. You have 60 seconds.
So, Thomas, speaking not as an answer, it's
Valandra would have
nine,
has a
right?
high. Valandra has a high wisdom. She would know. She's probably one of the smartest people.
Is
in this.
that wisdom or is that
I
intelligence?
mean, it's like a book learning thing, but
It can go
It's
if you know it. Feel free to belt it out.
okay. She'll point at the number 9.
She'll point at the number 9.
I would be inclined to agree.
Okay. As you point at the number 9, the others go still, and number 9 shuffles along to stand beside you.
9 is not a prime number.
9
Yeah.
is not a prime number.
So wait,
It was a math question. Oh
it
my
was a
god.
math question.
That was why I was like, I don't know if Valandra would know this one, but
This is kind of where player
See,
knowledge
this is
and
where,
character
like,
knowledge can blend a bit.
Dawn would know, and I would be like, "Derm."
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like I was like, maybe I should tell you and have Dawn say it.
Nope,
but
you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
So wait, number 9 is coming with us.
Number 9
Apparently.
obeys your every command.
Just as long as you're in this room, and then when we step in through the next doorway.
I mean, perhaps.
It's okay. You could just wish it to go away, right? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no.
Oh, you should now have control over number 9 and the others, unfortunately, but just number 9 obeys you.
Okay.
So
Mostly, I feel bad that I cheated Dawn out of this. He might have had a wish that he had ready to go, and now I'm like, I could have just wished for Valandra's mom to be free.
You could have wished to have the weapons.
I could have wished to have the weapons. I could have wished to have a full set of brand new magical armor. There's all these wishes I could have had, and I just didn't because I thought I was going to need to save it for later when it was really important.
So what you're saying is right now you wished you had more wishes?
I regret not making a decision.
So
I regret not making an instant decision.
through the opening on the far side, on the north side of the wall, you can see a set of stairs leading up to a dry and dusty corridor. Just on the angle you're at, you can see that there's some sort of metal poles sticking out towards you.
You mean like spikes?
No, they're not spikes. They're not sharp. They're just there. Oh, hello, subscriber, and thank you. Hey, Eric. Thanks for subscribing.
Can I see more now?
You can see more now, and what you see is a metal turnstile. Metal pole driven from ceiling to floor, and several poles around it. A quick investigation, as I assume you're going to do, determines that it only spins in one direction, and bars sticking out from the wall prevent you from moving backwards. So it looks like a one-way passage.
It's a turnstile.
It is a turnstile.
Waverly, you gonna come along?
Perhaps send the construct through first.
Dawn, is it magical?
He'll detect magic again, and because he could do it at will.
The golem is magical. The turnstile is not.
Is my ring magical?
It is not.
It is not.
Fucking bullshit.
Can we see if we can just break the turnstile?
You can try and break the turnstile.
Why? See if it works. Send the construct through.
This is.
Yeah, but we
breaking
can't.
things-
But we can't come back. There's
We can
bars
keep-
on the other side preventing us from coming back.
From going
True.
backwards. Like, it's going in a circle.
So, well, no, because the bars
No,
are projecting.
There are bars like here preventing us from coming back through in the other. That's what I understood.
Yes, you can only go this way through it. There are bars right here preventing you from coming back.
Yes,
if you've
so
ever been at the turnstile, like a zoo or
A subway.
That's what it's doing.
They're horizontal, and they no one can slip through them. You can barely get an arm through.
Yeah,
They're
even Waverly can't get through this one.
Oh man.
More, do you want to
sure,
try
really
with
squirmy.
help from the flesh golem?
Sure. Are we thinking an attack here, or?
So this is going to be a strength athletics check, and basically what you're doing is anything you can think of to get it out. So you'll be attacking the bottom, attacking the top, trying to rip it out, bend things, and this will determine if you can or cannot. You do have advantage, and please.
Are we
go
trying
ahead
to
and
break
roll
the
an
turnstile?
athletics check. Trying to bend it enough that you could get both ways.
Hey, here's a thought, y'all.
Yeah.
I still have that heat metal spell.
Ooh,
Sure.
that would probably make the check easier.
That would probably make the check easier.
That will make the
Do
check.
we-
That
do
will
we
make the check
have-
easier.
Do we
Here's-
have some way to? Oh well. Do we have some way to hold on to it when it's heated?
You would take some
without
damage.
taking damage?
So this will definitely make it easier, but whoever grabs it will take heat metal damage.
Let's try it without that first.
Okay.
Fair.
Let's just see if we can do it without that.
Sure.
I will
Okay.
cast guidance.
So,
So
with
how
guidance.
are we going about this?
So
What specific approach are we trying to break this turnstile with?
don't worry about that right now. You just get a strength athletics, and depending on how well
Okay.
you do, we'll figure out how you did it.
With advantage and a D4.
Advantage and a D4.
Roll the d4 after.
D4
Yep.
after. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good
25.
one. 25. So you start lining it up. You kind of get it straightened out. And you're like, okay. So the easiest way is if we just get it right here, and you just manage to bend and twist it enough that you can squeeze through in both directions. You certainly couldn't rush through the area, and the flesh golem loses a bit of flesh moving past it, but you can pass in both directions.
Yay, breaking puzzles.
Yeah,
Good
breaking
enough.
puzzles.
Yay.
Do-do-do.
So this was like a floor-to-ceiling sized thingamabobber?
The turnstile?
Yeah.
Yep. Floor to ceiling, very well made, very well engineered, very well broken.
I'm alarmed by this wall of shadow here.
There's a wall of shadow there. It is a very disturbing wall. The wall
It's a good
of
thing we
shadow.
broke the thing.
The hallway leads down and down, sloping slightly, until it reaches a small doorway. Let me know if and when you decide you'd like to open that doorway.
I'll tell 9 to open the doorway.
Okay.
The door.
Number 9 opens the door. Whoop.
Ooh.
All right. The door opens onto a stone platform in a large natural cave. Opposite the entrance in the distance is another stone platform. Between them, a series of wooden discs is suspended from the ceiling by massive steel chains. The cave floor below seems to be covered in a pool of boiling mud.
Wow, that ring with fly would have been really helpful here.
Would have
Right?
been
I could have
really
just-
helpful.
We
Over, zipped back.
we do have a potion of flying and also a couple potions of gaseous form, I believe.
It's boiling.
There is some boiling happening. I shared the inspirational picture with you. Feel free to do with that idea what you will.
I love.
Hint!
That is that the rogue just like fuck it? Do it.
That
YOLO!
Sounds pretty accurate to me.
I mean, certain things do happen. The ceiling is 50 feet above the level of the platforms. The boiling mud is 50 feet below. So from floor to ceiling, 100 feet. Right in the middle, those wooden platforms.
How far apart are they, did you say?
Those platforms are, as depicted, about 5 feet apart. Each platform about 10 foot wide.
How long is left on the water walk spell?
An excellent
yes.
question.
We can also. And
I
it
was
works
going to
on
say,
all
you
liquids.
can say that you can refresh that at any point, so if you wish to refresh it, you certainly may.
I will do that, yes.
Now, refreshing it takes about 10 minutes.
So roll a d12.
So, yes, please. Roll me a d12. You're fine. Now, about 3 minutes in or so, you hear a large, wet fart. And your attention is immediately drawn to the southern end of the cavern, where a huge geyser of steam and mud has erupted outwards, showering the area. About 2 minutes later, another wet one rips. The northern geyser erupts. As the 10 minutes pass, yep, you got it. As the 10 minutes pass, the southern one erupts twice more. The northern one only once towards the very end.
So the southern one goes about once every 3 minutes. The northern one goes about once every 5.
That is correct.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
just
aren't we
fucking-
glad we waited?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
Can I-
make a perception check or something to see if it covered the platforms in mud
It
and
did.
making it like difficult terrain or something?
It did. It covered the platforms in boiling mud, which would have a couple of effects. One, boiling. Two,
Ow.
mud. So the platforms look like they would be quite.
Three, we don't have shoes.
I mean, you also do not have shoes. So the platforms do look like they would be a bit of a hassle to cross, and you certainly wouldn't want to get caught in the middle during one of those geysers.
I can do it. I bet you I could do it.
Waverly could do it.
I believe you.
I can transport myself to the other end, and
I
I, can bring
believe
one
you.
other person with me.
But how about okay. The bag of holding is about half empty, correct?
Oh my
Sure.
Jeez.
god.
Okay.
Why don't we just get everyone but one person in the bag of holding, have the one person be Dawn who can just turn into a bird and fly across?
Why don't
then
we do that?
Take us out on the other side.
Are you allowed to do that? I don't think you're allowed to do that.
You can. You technically
hold
have
your
like
breath.
10
Breathing,
minutes.
breathing,
You have
breathing.
10 minutes of breathing.
Yeah,
Air.
absolutely.
Yeah, air.
If it was empty though, so maybe there
No,
was
you're
there's
fine.
less
You're fine.
breathing air.
You could get you
Well-
figure probably a minute or two in the bag is as much as would be comfortable. If you guys all wish to pile into the bag and trust to Dawn to carry you across.
I'm nervous about this plan.
Yeah, me too.
I'm more nervous about the boiling mud. I trust Dawn.
Okay, but you see,
Is there enough room for everyone?
I just gambled him out of a magic ring, so
Dawn just drops the bag. So,
Is there enough room? Because isn't there like
in the bag? Oh, you could all cram in the bag. I like this
it'll
idea.
be
So
intimate.
if there's a little bending of number of pounds, that's going to be okay. The flesh golem will not fit in the bag along with all of you, though.
I'm assuming we could leave him where he is.
Yeah, stay here.
Yeah, we can have him stay here and help us on the other sections of the.
Stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, it sounds like I hear a plan. However, I haven't heard enthusiasm from the person who's going to be skating across the mud using a teleport effect.
well, he did bird.
No, just bird.
Oh, sorry,
flying.
bird form. Bird form. Okay.
Mhm.
How
So,
high is this? Okay, question.
Mhm.
How high is this cavern?
100 feet.
100 feet from mud to ceiling. You are currently right in the dead center at 50 feet.
Did the geysers reach the ceiling?
Yes, the geysers covered the whole area, even where the mud didn't physically hit the top. That huge gout of steam came up, and you would be parboiled if you were in it. You will have
He could dash that.
you will have a
he could dash
3-minute
this hole.
gap between the geysers.
Yeah, so there should be no problem
Yeah, he could dash this far.
in one turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I guess this is happening. and that's
Lord's
pretty much
gonna
how
sigh.
and that's pretty much how Telaise does it when she gets the bag and she's like, I guess this is what we're doing. Everybody in?
Mord's gonna sigh, take the bag, and put the bag on like he was putting on a pair of pants. One foot on the other.
So
and then
here's
just slips in.
So this is where Whelm is, because crossed cavern vast, where chain links rattle, lies Whelm past water spouts double.
Oh my gosh, so we're gonna find a thing. Okay.
all
We gotta
right.
move fast, guys. We gotta move fast.
We're gonna find a thing, but we should also probably be prepared for a boss battle. That's Thomas talking, not
That's
Valandra.
fine. So here's what we're gonna do. It is 9 o'clock. It just ticked over to 9:01. So we
Oh, wow.
are drawing to a close. I've heard a really good plan to cross this cavern, and I can happily let you know you will be able to do so successfully. So when we get back together next week, you will be on the doorstep of where you suspect Whelm might be held. So please let me know any preparations. You got a week to talk it over. You have no real knowledge of what might be behind this door, other than that it's a door. And you're only going to have about 2.5 minutes on the doorstep before a geyser goes off behind you. So any preparations you make, please consider you've only got about 2.5 minutes to work with.
Can
Dawn
the
can
flesh
fly over
can
and take a look at it.
can the flesh golem talk?
It cannot. Flesh golems are incapable of speech. Apparently, the one that
Except
did
for
talk
that one. Okay.
used a magic mouth effect. That was
Yep.
not the actual flesh golem talking. A magic mouth effect was in play.
Will it nod or shake its head if I ask it questions?
You can ask it questions. It has no real knowledge. It is a automaton.
Okay.
It basically only does as it's told within fairly limited effect.
Yeah, but like I could ask it if it's seen anyone come by this way. It has an intelligence score, right?
Not really of that sort. They're little better than zombies. So
All right.
they don't really have thoughts, at least not these.
They're not undead. They're just made out of dead.
They're a weird sort of thing.
So
Literal
Dawn-
suits.
Dawn was flying over to inspect the door, I believe.
Sure.
He can see if there's anything weird about it. I don't know if he'd be able to detect traps per se, but he could do perception or whatnot.
And detect magic.
Yeah, he's pretty much has that constantly going.
Sure. Detect magic is a 20 or 30 foot range. Or 15?
30 foot.
30 foot range.
Ready.
So you fly over to the door, doing a quick scouting mission beforehand. As you swoop past, you notice the door has hundreds of very tiny holes in it. And those holes seem to go through the door entirely. You can't see beyond it, but you can detect magic basically through the door.
Through 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Well, you feel like you could see through this door, but there's nothing to see. Your vision stops just at the other side of the door, but you can see where the hole kind of ends.
What type of magic? What school of magic?
An excellent question. I want to say alteration, but I'm not sure if that's the right school for Dungeons and Dragons.
It's not a school.
Transmutation.
Transmutation.
Hang on. Let me get it. I was way off. Evocation magic.
Holy buckets.
So evocation magic. Yeah, sorry, I play too many game systems, and the magic just all roams around in my head.
So we can possibly have the knowledge in time to play. Oh.
So basically, here's what I'm figuring. Dawn. Dawn swings over, takes a quick peek, swings back, fills you guys in on the details. You're gonna spend I'm gonna say 15 minutes.
Be possible? Because identify as touch. Would it be possible for him to mostly do that 10-minute thing over here where things are not spurting boiling mud?
No.
Fly over, touch the door, fly back.
Oh, okay.
No,
Know
you'd have to be in contact with the door the whole time.
The entire
casting of identify. Yep.
Yeah.
You're basically turning it over in your hands and rubbing it.
That's the first sentence of the spell is touch one object through the casting of this spell.
You got it. Yep. No flyby identifies for you.
I'm thinking that it might be like a darkness effect, and so my continual flame could illuminate it, but that might also trigger a fight with whatever's in there.
These are all things that could happen. All right. So, any other questions that you need for your planning? And then next week we'll pick up. And as you might suspect, there's probably going to be a quick battle starting. So, bring your hot dice.
We'll see about that.
Well, you guys crushed it this session.
Did we really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Aren't we glad we waited and rested so Waverly could get the strength back?
I appreciate it.
That's a really good thing. Yeah.
And we took that short rest so Dawn has his spells back, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Crazy warlocks in your fast casting.
Yeah, but he only got 2 of them. unless he takes 10 minutes to do, because he has a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
bunch of spells
Yeah,
now.
like-
He's mostly a ritual caster now.
Like, to be fair, we've never taken nearly enough short rests for the Warlock to equal the number of spells the rest of us can cast.
Yeah, we tend to not take rests. Like Valandra and Telaise both have things that are effective only when taking rests, and we never do it.
I've literally used that ability once.
Well, I will say, as you guys progress, short rests will become much more important.
Is there like a limit on those you could take a day?
Nope.
24.
Oh, yeah. True. That's true.
Nope. If you want to spend the time, you may do so. Here is the limit. The monsters are semi-intelligent depending on the monsters that you are working with. So if you're taking a short rest, they will disturb you.
Ah, yes.
They'd be like, "Hey, they're taking a short rest." Like, now's a really good time for a fireball. I'm like, okay. Short rest ruined.
So if they're taking a long rest, they're like, "Oh no, let them sleep. They're so they're so peaceful."
So peaceful.
Need a scroll of tiny hut.
Ooh.
To find.
Yeah, that would be really nice.
I will work on it. Okay.
You know, you can buy things too.
Yes.
Yeah, I could have swapped a spell out when I hit level, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, that's
having it in his book is good. I don't know. Is that a ritual? Can you ritual?
It is a ritual spell. Yeah.
It is.
So
It
that's
is a nice ritual too.
Probably better for Dawn to have, actually.
So, but that's where we'll draw it to a close tonight. Thanks all for joining me. We will resume most likely on the doorstep, and you guys will have 2.5 minutes before the next geyser goes off. You can do any prep work you wish prior to crossing over, and we'll figure out that you guys figured out how 5 and 3 divides and multiplies to get the best amount of time out of it. And because I don't know, and then we go from there. Cool.
Yeah. Well,
Sounds good.
Valandra's good at math, apparently. So
Yeah, math. Who knew? Math and dungeon crawls.
She will take off the covering on her holy symbol around her neck that has continual flame cast on it.
Sounds good.
I kind of feel like at some point Dawn should take like a level in wizard just so he could have a book to put the rest of those scrolls in.
Spell casting is fun.
God. Okay.
So I'm going to hit the stop button on the stream. Thanks all for swinging by. Eric, thanks for swinging in. Have a great night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Night.